Just a little bit of a warning. We are going to get super nerdy here on today's show. So if you hate math, if you slept through pre-cal in high school, you might want to lock in, take some notes today because we're going to be going over a lot of numbers. How the Green Bay Packers can get to $100 million in cap space before the start of NFL free agency. It's going to be a good one, I promise you. And if you want them to get there quicker, do your part. One like on today's show equals $100,000 to the cap. If you want to be able to make some moves, you can start by helping us out. Hit that thumbs up button. A little bit of an outlook for the Green Bay Packers, how things are shaping up for them in the financial department. Right now, they're sitting at negative $4.3 million in cap space. Even though they are in the red, they're 21st most. So, there's a lot of teams that are even more negative than the Green Bay Packers are. Projected salary cap for the 2026 NFL season sitting at $304.3 million. We talked about the implications of that earlier in this week. Look, the Packers have a ton of flexibility to create room. I think we've seen that over the last half decade or so in the National Football League, general managers, presidents, owners, being a little bit more creative in what they do contractually and allowing themselves to sign some bigger contracts, add some more players, get some more stars on their team. And Green Bay has the ability to do that this offseason, even though as we currently sit right now, it really doesn't feel like it. First up, how you can do that. Path for more cap space. It all starts with roster cuts, ladies and gentlemen. And these can start trickling in pretty much any second. And there are some big ones that you could start with, okay? Rashan Gary, obviously, you cut him, you'd save $19.5 million. Jenkins, $19.53 million. Josh Jacobs would save you $14.54 million. Keisean Nixon, $5 million. McManus, almost $2 million at $1.95. If you cut all of those players, not saying you should, that would save you $60.52 million right there. Now, looking at that list, in my opinion, my only two guaranteed cuts, like the two cuts that I would make 100%, is Jenkins and McManus. Okay, we'll talk about Rashan Gary, what I think should happen with Rashan Gary coming up in our third point, but I would not lean on cutting him first. That's kind of like a backup plan. But McManus and Jenkins, I'd cut them tomorrow, man. Some other small cuts you can make. Luke Musgrave, I know he's a fan favorite, but could save you close to $2 million. Jordan Riley would save you 1.14, and Marshawn Lloyd, I know we all saw the talent, but he just can't stay healthy. That'd save you $1.07 million. So if you take the Jenkins cut, the McManus cut, and those three smaller cuts that I just showed you on your screen, that would save you $25.59 million. So from where we started at negative 4.3 to where we are right now, Packers' updated cap space is already up. We're already back in the green, ladies and gentlemen. We're up to $21.29 million. I just cut 5 players. Look at me. I want you guys to do the same down below. Give me one player that you think the Green Bay Packers should cut this offseason. One player you think they should cut tomorrow. Okay, let me know your answer down below in the comment section. Number 2, contract restructures. These are not nearly as gruesome as our roster cuts, but they are very, very beneficial. You can start doing these tomorrow as well. Banks' cap hit right now is $24.79 million. With a restructure, you'd save $10.92 million. Jordan Love, you want to restructure him, you'd save just a touch under $10 million. Xavier McKinney, $5.97. Nate Hobbs, $4.82. Josh Jacobs, $4.75. A couple other restructures you could throw in there and save you a little bit of coin as well. Zach Tom, you get $3.10 million out of him. Christian Watson, $2.03. Now, all 7 of those players I showed you, I don't think they'll all 7 get restructures. I think some of them might get extensions, which will actually be our 4th point. But with everything we really just discussed, right, the potential cap savings right there is $39.26 million. Look, it's time for this. The Packers need to start kicking money down the road if they want to be able to compete now. They have a really, really young roster. There's a lot of guys that they aren't paying a massive amount of money to. Now, there are some guys, but if you look across the National Football League, look at Dallas, look at Philadelphia, those teams are paying 70% of their cap space to 4 players. It's ridiculous. So of those names that I mentioned, the 4 guys that I would restructure, Aaron Banks, Nate Hobbs, Josh Jacobs, Zach Tom. If you'd use those 4 players right there, you'd save $23.59 million. So now that updated cap space from -4, we are all the way up to $44.88 million. Look at us. This is easy. We should get Brian Gutekunst's job, ladies and gentlemen. We got more ways to go, though, because we got to get it up close to $100 million. So stay tuned and make sure you stay locked in, okay? So for daily Green Bay Packers offseason coverage every single day. We are not going anywhere. I can promise you that. So lock us in and subscribe. Real quick, got to give a shout out to our awesome friends over at Underdog. And look, ladies and gentlemen, football's biggest game is right around the corner. In fact, it is tomorrow, and you can get in on all the action with Underdog. Not on Underdog yet? Well, then you're in luck, because new customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just head to the app, make picks on if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. If you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So, if you like making picks and winning money, then Underdog is the best place to be for the big game. It is where I will be for the big game. I took the higher on Sam Darnold, 1.5 passing touchdowns. I took the yes on Jackson Smith and Jigba for the first 20-plus yard reception of the game. And I'm going to take the higher on Stephon Diggs receptions at 4.5. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code Packers Report. Score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code Packers Report. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing good terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
You've been waiting this whole video. Joey, what the hell are we going to do with Rashan Gary? Well, I'll tell you what I'd at least try to do. If I were Brian Gutekunst, I would try to trade him. Because that way, it's a little bit like the best of both worlds, right? You get the money, and you get some draft compensation, and you get Rashan Gary off of your football team. And it is time to get Rashan Gary off of my football team. It's time to let him go, man. He had a chance to step up in a massive way for Green Bay, and instead, he faded into the background. In fact, he was so bad, he practically got benched. Kingsley Enagbare looked like 5 times the player that Rashan Gary did in the 2025 NFL season after Week 9. I mean, he just faded into existence. He faded into oblivion. Rashan Gary and myself had the exact same amount of sacks and tackles for loss after Week 9 of the 2025 NFL season. That's not good enough, especially when your cap hits $28 million, right? Look, you can't go into the year with that cap hit for a player that's playing that way. If you trade him pre-June 1st, $10.97 million save, still a good bit, right? Almost $11 million. That's awesome. But if you do it post-June 1st, that's $19.5 million. Almost double it. That's why the dream scenario here is a post-June 1st trade. Now, I get it. It's an absolute dream. A lot of people might look at it and say, hey, why are we going to trade for him when we just know for a fact you're probably going to end up cutting? It's going to be a similar situation to what happened last year with Jair Alexander. Remember that dog and pony show for the entirety of May, June, July? What's going to happen to Jair Alexander? Is he going to get extended? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to get cut? And then he ended up getting cut because nobody would give you anything worth anything because they knew at some point, look, you're not going to go into the season with him on that current deal. There are some edge rusher needy teams, though, that you could possibly see trading for him. Chicago, interdivisional, doesn't happen often, but hey, they need edge rushers. Baltimore, they need edge rushers badly. Los Angeles is an interesting one because Odafe Oweh is going to be a free agent. Khalil Mack is going to be a free agent as well. Rashan Gary, very good friends and very close with Jim Harbaugh from their time together at Michigan. That's a sneaky destination I could see him possibly going. And if you do trade him, and you do it post-June 1st, you're updated to $64.38 million. We are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys think the Packers should trade Rashan Gary? Or do you think they should just cut him? Or do you think they should, for some reason, just keep him on that current deal? Maybe even extend him. Let me know down below. Should they trade him? Give me a yes or give me a no. The fourth way you can get some more cap space is contract extensions. Different than restructures, right? Restructures are just moving money and years around and adding bonuses. Extensions is adding years onto a current contract and moving things around that way. I've got 4 potential extensions, right? Xavier McKinney, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Love, Christian Watson. Now, why extend them and not restructure them? Well, the answer is I think that they have proved that they should be in Green Bay for a long time. They have proved to me, Xavier McKinney, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Love, Christian Watson, that it is best for the Green Bay Packers if these guys are on the team. And again, Devontae Wyatt's coming off a pretty serious injury. Jordan Love's had some disappointment in the playoffs over the past couple of seasons, but with that big contract, you know a big cap hit is coming down the road, so why not just get ahead of it and extend him? Like, I have confidence in him being this team's QB1 of the future. So that gets you to $93.21 million. We didn't quite get up to $100 million, but I hope you'll give me a little bit of grace. Us going from -4 to 93.2, we can just go ahead and round up. Say we got to $100 million. Still very impressive, in my opinion. We're going to get out of here. Make sure you guys get me following on socials. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time.